Can you talk to us about what your thoughts on the whole Charlie Kirk assassination and martyrdom?
Well, listen, it was like deja vu, right? I had my kids on my lap. I was watching the Butler rally, and I've done a lot of competitive shooting, right? A lot of people who know me personally know that about me. 130-yard shot with a rifle, modern rifle with modern optics is like a chip shot. You know this very well. You know that world very well. And I couldn't believe it. I looked up. I was writing an email at the time, and I heard the shots. I knew exactly what it is. I've sent tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of them. And my jaw hit the ground, and my kids were on my lap. And I remember getting my face right up to the TV, and I'm looking for chest wounds. Obviously, he's wearing a dark suit. I'm trying to see where he was hit, and thank God. And you're right, God's played a massive role in this. And I talk a lot about that in the book, about how God has absolutely guided this journey in every way you can possibly imagine. And then all of a sudden, I'm walking to my office, and somebody very close to me runs up and goes, Charlie just got shot. And honestly, it was like deja vu to Butler again. It was literally like I was right back there. And listen, I sat on the stage 100 times with that guy, with Charlie. He was a friend of mine. I met him when he was 21 years old, who came into Trump org, and he was telling me as a non-political guy what he was going to do at Turning Point, how he was going to take over the hearts and minds of every student across the country, how he was going to, effectively get conservatives elected to every student body across the nation. And he did it. I mean, he did it better than anyone. And my heart, sank. And you're sitting here saying, they call us fascists every day. They call you fascists. They call me fascist. Yet you've got some punk kid with a sniper rifle dressed in black, from 200 yards who, shoots over a crowd of college students. This guy's no hero, and shoot somebody. Yet they're calling us fascists. We're out there exercising free speech. And the amazing thing about Charlie, he would take the person who disagreed with him the most, and he put that person in the front of the line. Yeah. There's a lot of voice boxes. I love the Conservative Party and everything about it, but you've got a lot of voice boxes in the Conservative Party that will only go on friendly networks, right? And Charlie actually did the exact opposite. Like, he wanted the combat sport of debate and debate with the people who vehemently disagreed with you the most. And the problem is when the debate is lost, that's when they resort to violence, and that's what they did there, and that's what they did with my father. And they would love to see the same thing happen to me, and they would love to see the same thing happen to Don. I hate to say that because it's dark as hell, and I'm not a dark guy, but they wanted our movement extinct. They put us under siege in every way, shape, and form. And one last thing, not to be long-winded, I called this. I was on Hannity, about 6 weeks before Butler, and I said, listen, they've tried everything. They've tried everything that we just talked about in terms of the siege and how they tried to bankrupt us and destroy us and take us down and weaponize law enforcement and weaponize the courts and the AGs and the DAs. And I said, listen, they've run out of tools. Like, I'm really worried that at some point they try and inflict physical